A quiet unease is spreading through American cities, a shadow over streets once filled with life. Where laughter and conversation once echoed, now there is a hush, broken only by the distant wail of sirens or the hum of passing cars. The city, once a symbol of energy and promise, now feels different. Its pulse slowed by a growing sense of uncertainty. Once we walked these sidewalks carefree, but now something has changed. The familiar routes to work, school, or a favorite cafe are tinged with caution. People glance over their shoulders, quicken their pace, and avoid eye contact. The city's rhythm has shifted, and the comfort of routine is replaced by a subtle, persistent anxiety. News stories of violence feel closer to home, turning statistics into real personal concerns. What was once just a headline now feels like a warning. Each alert on our phones, each breaking news segment brings the reality of crime into our living rooms, making it impossible to ignore. The line between somewhere else and right here has blurred. It's not just paranoia, it's a response to a world that feels less safe. The fear is rooted in real events, in stories shared by neighbors and friends. It's a collective reaction to a changing environment, where uncertainty has become part of daily life. The promise of the American city, opportunity, culture, connection, is threatened by rising violent crime. The vibrant nightlife, the bustling markets, the sense of belonging that drew people in, all seem to be slipping away. The city's allure is dimmed by the constant reminder that danger could be lurking around any corner. This isn't isolated. Cities coast to coast now share this struggle. From the largest metropolises to smaller urban centers, the same stories repeat. Communities grappling with fear, leaders searching for answers, and residents longing for the security they once felt. The challenge is national, touching millions of lives. Headlines tell of carjackings, robberies, and assaults in places we once felt safe. These aren't just numbers, they're real people, real families, real neighborhoods changed forever. The sense of violation lingers long after the news crews leave, and the scars on the community run deep. Ignoring this reality won't make it disappear. Turning off the news or avoiding certain streets may offer temporary relief, but the underlying issues remain. We can't wish away the fear or pretend it doesn't exist. To move forward, we must first acknowledge what we're facing. We must face this shadow to understand its causes and find a way forward. Honest conversations, at home, in our neighborhoods, and with our leaders, are the first step. By listening to each other's experiences and concerns, we can begin to unravel the complex web of factors behind this new fear. The safety of our communities and our freedom to explore depend on it. Our cities are meant to be places where families thrive, where children play, and where people from all walks of life come together. Restoring that sense of safety is essential for the future of urban life. Fear is pushing people apart, emptying public spaces and keeping families indoors. Parks, playgrounds, and plazas that once buzzed with activity now stand silent. The loss is more than physical. It's a loss of community, of shared experience, of the simple joys that make city life vibrant. The true spirit of our cities is at risk when fear replaces connection. When neighbors become strangers and public spaces become no-go zones, the very fabric of urban life begins to unravel. We risk losing not just our sense of safety, but our sense of belonging. We need to talk about this, not to spread fear, but to start healing. Open dialogue can help us find solutions, rebuild trust, and reclaim our shared spaces. By coming together, we can support one another and begin to restore what's been lost. Only by confronting the problem can we hope to restore the soul of our cities. There is hope in unity, in resilience, and in the determination to make our cities safe and welcoming once again. The path forward won't be easy, but together, we can bring light back to our streets and life back to our communities. Crime statistics can feel distant, but each number is a life changed. Recent data shows violent crimes like aggravated assaults and robberies rising in many major cities. Carjackings, for example, have doubled in some places. What was once rare is now routine in many neighborhoods. The FBI's data reveals violence in areas once considered safe, shopping districts, parks, even midday. Crimes of opportunity, like smash and grabs, add to a sense of lawlessness. This erodes public confidence and makes people feel exposed. Recognizing these trends is the first step to finding solutions. We must ask, why is this happening, and how do we restore safety? Travel should be about discovery, about stepping into the unknown with a sense of excitement and curiosity. It's the thrill of wandering unfamiliar streets, tasting new foods, and connecting with people from different walks of life. Every journey holds the promise of adventure and the joy of seeing the world through fresh eyes. But in recent times, rising crime has added a new layer of fear and uncertainty to the travel experience. Instead of feeling free, many travelers now find themselves constantly on alert, worried about their safety in places that once felt welcoming. Travelers now research crime rates as much as attractions, sometimes even choosing to avoid entire cities or neighborhoods that have a reputation for being unsafe. Planning a trip isn't just about finding the best sites anymore, it's about weighing risks and making tough decisions. Many stick to tourist zones, missing out on authentic local experiences and the hidden gems that make a destination truly special. The fear of venturing off the beaten path means fewer opportunities to connect with local culture and people. Self-imposed curfews mean less nightlife, less connection, and less joy. The vibrant evenings that once brought travelers and locals together now end early, leaving streets empty and businesses struggling. The travel experience is changing. Visitors are more guarded, less spontaneous, and often move through cities with a sense of caution rather than wonder. The simple act of exploring has become a calculated risk. Anxiety replaces wonder, and even simple outings feel risky. The joy of getting lost in a new place is overshadowed by the constant need to stay vigilant and aware of one's surroundings. This fear builds invisible walls, hurting both travelers and local businesses. Shops and restaurants that once thrived on tourism now see fewer customers, and the local economy suffers as a result. The cultural exchange that makes travel magical is stifled. When fear keeps people apart, the chance to learn from one another and build meaningful connections is lost. Restoring safety isn't just for residents, it's vital for keeping cities vibrant and welcoming. Community efforts, increased security, and open dialogue can help rebuild trust and make everyone feel at home. The magic of travel depends on feeling secure. When travelers feel safe, they can fully embrace the adventure, connect with locals, and create memories that last a lifetime. Only then can cities truly thrive as destinations for discovery and joy. Behind the numbers are real people living with fear every day. Maria, a nurse, now pays for rides home at night, afraid to wait for the bus. The Jacksons, once excited to raise kids in the city, now consider moving after break-ins and nearby violence. David, a coffee shop owner, faces repeated break-ins and worries for his staff and community. These stories aren't rare, they're the daily reality for many. Crime isn't abstract, it changes lives and dreams. These voices remind us that safer cities mean protecting real people. Their experiences are a call to action. We must listen, understand, and work together for change. Living with the threat of violence takes a heavy emotional toll. For residents, it's chronic stress, planning safe routes, worrying about loved ones, losing sleep. This leads to community fatigue, where people withdraw and lose hope. When engagement fades, disorder grows. For travelers, anxiety overshadows vacations, leaving negative memories and discouraging return visits. This quiet crisis erodes trust, optimism, and connection. Feeling safe is a basic human need. Its absence wounds communities. Healing requires addressing both physical safety and emotional well-being. We must recognize the psychological cost of fear. Restoring safety means restoring peace of mind. Despite the challenges, hope remains. Across the country, people and organizations are working to reclaim their neighborhoods. Community leaders organize watch programs, and youth mentors offer alternatives to violence. Grassroots efforts clean up parks and create jobs for at-risk youth. True change starts locally, with people invested in their city's future. Solutions go beyond policing. Addressing poverty, opportunity, and mental health is key. Supporting these efforts as citizens and travelers helps cities heal. Ordinary people, refusing to give up, are the light pushing back the darkness. America's cities are at a crossroads, full of promise, energy, and opportunity, but also facing real and urgent challenges that affect us all. Rising violent crime isn't just a statistic or a headline on the evening news, it's a deeply human issue that touches families, friends, and entire communities. We can't afford to ignore it or hope it goes away on its own. We must face it head-on, and the only way forward is together, united in purpose. The first step is to stay aware, seek out reliable information, stay updated on what's happening in your neighborhood, and take time to understand the unique challenges your city faces. For travelers, research and caution are key. Before you explore, learn about the areas you'll visit, use trusted resources, and always keep your safety in mind. For residents, community engagement matters more than ever. Attend local meetings, volunteer, and get to know your neighbors because strong connections make neighborhoods safer. Second, prioritize safety. Practice common sense caution, like traveling in groups at night, staying in well-lit areas, and always looking out for one another. Simple acts of kindness and vigilance, helping a neighbor, checking in on friends, or supporting local businesses can make a real difference and help build safer, more connected communities. Remember, safety is a collective effort. When we work together, we create an environment where everyone can thrive. Most importantly, stay together. No one can solve these challenges alone. It takes all of us supporting each other to make lasting change, build bridges, share knowledge, and support those making a difference, whether it's a neighbor, a local leader, or a community organization. Our cities are worth fighting for, and every effort counts, no matter how small. Let's stay informed, stay safe, and face this challenge together because together we are stronger, and together we can build a brighter future for our cities.